I'll bite because I make all kinds of bad choices. Alright, that time again, time for another solo overnighter in the woods. And this time I'm thinking we do a bucket list item. Let's get to it. Alright, so one thing I wanted to do for a while is make a do-it-yourself hot tent. Now I know it's the end of summer, so it's too hot for a hot tent. But I want to apply the theory for something this winter. Now I want to make this tent out of a ordinary 9x12 poly tarp, a couple shower curtains, and some duct tape. So let's get to it for a solo overnighter, building a hobo shelter in the woods. Before we get too far down the trail, I want to go ahead and address something. Last week's video was solo 6-day overnight building an elevated off-grid cabin in the woods. That's the completion to our ultimate deer stand. I turned it into a tiny home / elevated cabin / deer stand. So check that bad boy out. Now, there's a lot of confusion. Still, after all this time, 14 plus years and 4 years of doing overnighters, I post on Sundays between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. I give a window there because YouTube wants to do the 3-hour uploading and checks to keep me safe. So 11 a.m. Sundays to 2 p.m. If you haven't seen a video within that time frame, start searching for it. As always, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. One, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. And if you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Alright, 1 down, 1 to go. So we have our basic A-frame style, but I don't want that. I want it to resemble a hot tent. So for that I need actual walls right here. So I'm thinking put 2 poles lashed anywhere in here. And then the tarp can go over top of my ridge pole and then over the horizontals and then stake it down, creating an actual wall right here. So hopefully it'll work out. And there we go, the bushcraft zip tie. aka slash arbor knot. Cut this bad boy off right here, get the other side, and more business. Okay, so we have two shower curtains, one for the front, one for the back, roll of duct tape. Now someone's going to say, that's a waste of resources. Well, then you missed the part where it says, do it yourself. You got to find a way to rig this up and tape it to my tarp, and then tape the seam so it's waterproof, creating a more semi-permanent structure in the woods. So let me figure this out, and we'll get to it. Yeah. You've all watched me make this stretcher bed or raised stretcher bed probably 20, 30 times, so I'm not going to do it again. I went ahead and made it already. I'll just tell you how I did it. Lay the sleeve down, slide in 2 poles. You want the poles to stick out probably about a foot longer on each side than what the sleeve actually is, or you can simply roll the sleeve down like I did right here. Then stretch it out, lay 2 cross members, one at the front for a headboard and one at the bottom for a footboard. Lash them off really tight with arbor knots. That will keep the bed stretched apart. Then simply toss that bad boy on some logs or something to get it off the ground. If you like what you see here, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. Then take it a step further, grab your cell phone, download the free YouTube app and sign in. This will give you push notifications when my new videos drop. Alpha AF. I should be fine, you know why? Because Cobra Kai never dies. Catch you all in a few. Tonight we're going to go ahead and do something different. I'm going to go ahead and pause everything as far as talking about what's on my mind, upcoming events. We'll do that tomorrow morning during coffee time. It'll be a little bit longer, but we'll do it tomorrow. And then during my final thoughts, I want to address an individual and an individual's channel that I recently became aware of, and he needs to know where I stand on the subject. Let's put it that way. So we'll look for that tomorrow morning. Right now I want to go ahead and, I'm not going to go into details with what I'm going to talk about right now. I'll let him do it in his own video. Camping with Steve Wallace. The guy just suffered an extreme loss, really bad. You might want to check him out. Once again, that's Camping with Steve Wallace. Check out his latest video. Drop him a line, drop him a note. Help him any way you can. Ultimately, let him know you're going to be there for him and his channel once he recovers from this and starts making videos again. Check him out. Steve Wallace, Camping with Steve. With that, I'll catch you on the line. 300 milligrams of caffeine, first thing in the morning. Born to be bad. Yes, I am. Okay, so let's talk about the shelter. This was a concoction that I saw in my head. A combination of a ordinary blue utility tarp, I think it was 9x12, and 2 shower curtains and a roll of duct tape. We actually used half a roll of duct tape. It's right here. So we came up with a shelter that resembles a hot tent for a hobo style conglomerate shelter in the woods. But it worked out well. We have our A-frame configuration. We dropped these 2 poles on the sides that created walls, taped all the seams up, and also created a door in the front here with 2 zippers. Those are construction style zippers that are meant for plastic sheeting, but it worked perfectly on the shower curtain. So I'm happy with that. The thing's solid. I mean, it's solid as it's going to be. Could you stay inside there for several days, if not a week? Yes, you could. So once again, 10 million uses for duct tape. Worked out well. Hobo shelter in the woods. So normally it's spam in the morning, but give you guys a break and check this out. You got bacon for 2 meals. A little bit of Tabasco, the secret sauce, and we're in business. Just give her a good wipe down and we're good for the next time. I wasn't going to do this, but I mentioned it last night, so I'm going to. So I'll bite because I make all kinds of bad choices. It was brought to my attention that a certain YouTube creator decided to take it upon himself to use my likeness, meaning my picture, as well as 2 others in the thumbnail, and create a video that suggests that we solely alone, and people like us, or people that want to be like us, or people who are trained by us, are a major issue in amongst the bushcraft and survival community. With that being said, when I see something like that, I immediately think 2 things. And most of the time it's true. First off, that creator has no standalone content of his own. If he did, he wouldn't use other people's likenesses or their video clips. Along with that standalone content, the second thing I think is that that individual or that creator is using other people's content and their likenesses to boost their views. So I said, aha, let's go back and check. So I looked at this person's channel, and over the past year, he has anywhere from 500 views to 3,000 views. Making a video trash-talking trained instructors of their own schools, he got 30,000+ views. So, it worked. Congratulations. Enjoy. Now let's go back to what I was talking about, standalone content. Enjoy your short-lived victory. This video got you that boost. What's going to happen is, it's going to do this. Because you don't have any standalone content, you're not that good. And I don't say this out of meanness. I'm from the era where facts don't care about your feelings. If you had standalone content and chose to do this, this video would carry the other videos along with it. And your channel would start doing this. Because it's always been down here, you're not being seen or heard. You're not being seen or heard not because you're good and being suppressed by YouTube. You're not being seen or heard because you're not that good. And lastly, on the standalone content, because you don't have any, that speaks for itself, other than regurgitated content. You lack the ability to take basic ideas like bowlines, shear lashes, a bipod lash, tripod lash, and apply them to a bigger picture and come up with something original like this. Now, I've said my piece, and like I said, I make all kinds of bad choices. And I'm not speaking for the other 2 in that thumbnail. However, I've worked and trained with both those individuals. They have their own schools, and let me say that on their worst day, they'll do better than you ever will. like the saying goes, they probably forgot more than you'll ever know. So enough with that, let's go ahead and move on. There you go, solo overnight building a hobo shelter in the woods. More great things to come. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 3 places. 1, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. If you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Now please do me that favor, hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time. Now it's time for Corporal's final thoughts. Okay, so there's 2 types of people, and I touched on this earlier briefly in a different way. You can be person A, who writes their own story, or person B, who's part of someone else's story. This applies to your marriage, to your home life, your school life, college, work, whatever you do. You could be a master of your own domain, the captain of your own ship, or be told what to do and be part of somebody else's. It's pretty straightforward, very simple. You can decide right now, put the foot forward, open that door, and walk out this morning and decide, today is the day I'm going to take charge of my life and be the captain of my own ship. With that, take care of yourself and each other.